Hello! Decided to do a spontaneous another live stream. Wait, what? Another one back to back with yesterday's stream. Tina, you're so generous. Hey, yay! Honestly, I was just like, all of my stuff is set up from yesterday's live stream, and I still need to finish this painting. Um, so I was like, you know what? Let's just live stream again. Because I was just like, I feel like I got so much done yesterday during the stream, and I had a feeling that if I were to just like try and finish this today without the live stream, I don't know how distracted I would get with like TikTok and stuff. So happy to have you guys come join, even though I didn't announce this in advance. I love how yesterday I was like, I probably won't live stream until next month. But here we are. So this is why I can't stick to like a clear schedule, because I just go off vibes most of the time. But yay, happy to have you guys. So I'm just gonna pull up, just need to arrange my desktop here with all of my needed references. But how is everyone's rest of the day if you were here for yesterday's stream? Hello, yes, so generous. I unfortunately missed yesterday's live stream. How are you today? Oh, yay! I'm glad that you were able to join today. I started drawing, quit so fast, lol, laying around reading a graphic novel instead. Ooh, graphic novel, that's fun. What are you, if you don't mind sharing, what are you reading? Okay, I just realized that this window is... I think I messed it up yesterday. Whoops. There we go. Happy to be blessed with another stream. Yay! Happy to see you guys join in. I was like, I was worried. I'm always worried when I do like these impromptu live streams. I'm like, is anyone gonna join because they didn't know about it in advance? And I know like the YouTube notifications are spotty sometimes, so yay, happy to have you guys. I didn't know you're an 18E. Love the Yungi painting so far. Oh my gosh, I am a humongous 18E. Like, yeah, it's like taken over my life. I actually painted Sunghwa in a YouTube video last year, 2 years ago, like that I posted on my channel, and I've been posting Ateez fan art on my Instagram like constantly. But since you didn't know I was an 18E, here is my Mats painting that I did, and then I also did Busan, hence now we're working on Yoongi. Yeah, both of these are prints in the shop right now. Obviously Yoongi and Jongsang will be in the shop as well when I get them finished and everything. And then also want to plug this month's Patreon print. I feel like, you know, this turned out pretty cool in my opinion, you know? And I have had people in the comments of this video asking about prints, and I'm like, well, if you join Patreon, you'll get a postcard. So, and then this is the sticker. She's this cutie little... The camera has a hard time picking up this holographic, but cutie little ceramic kitty. Hello Tina, how are you? I'm great. I'm feeling good. I'm determined to get this illustration done today, and I had so much fun in yesterday's live stream, so I was just like, let's just stream again. Since, you know, everything was set up already from yesterday. Hey, body doubling to do art too, but first, can I ask what music do you use? I want to start streaming art, but I need music and I can't figure out how to not flag YouTube's copyright nonsense. Yes, I know. I've had that issue in the past. So I believe I have it linked in my description, but it is this playlist that I use on Spotify. It's by Stream Beats official playlist, I guess is what. And the one that I'm using is Lo-Fi. And yeah, it's copyright free lo-fi music for your Twitch streams, YouTube videos, and nap times. So this has been the playlist that I've been using for a very long time now, and it has worked out for me so far. Hooky Volume 1, such a cute art style, take a peek. Ooh, okay. Let's see if my computer can handle me Googling something while I'm live streaming at the same time. Graphic novel, yes. Okay. Oh, cute! Oh my god, it's so cute. Little witchy vibe. Is this a K-pop ship? It is a very popular K-pop ship. They are like really, really good besties. They knew each other before they joined the company / the group. Like, it's such a cute story. Like, they both auditioned for KQ, but they didn't know that the other had auditioned, and then they both got in. It just felt like, you know, kind of felt like fate, which I think is just so magical. And for those of you who are also Ateez fans, you'll know that there's a lot of lore like that with a lot of the members, where it just felt like destiny. It's so magical. I was wondering whether I should draw, and when I saw you started this live stream, I took it as a sign. Yes! Oh my god, perfect. Just started reading Children of the Sea for the 4th summer in a row. Any manga readers that know about it here? Oh, I haven't heard of that one. I saw the movie a few years ago, and the art style is gorgeous. I'm assuming it's totally different from, because when I'm reading Children of the Sea, it makes me think of that that animated film Song of the Sea, where it was about like selkies, which was so cute, but I'm pretty sure that's an entirely different thing, because you're saying it's a manga, and Song of the Sea was a not Japanese made. So I'm definitely thinking, I'm sure, of the wrong thing, but yeah, today's task, I mean, ideally I would get this done today. Hopefully. We'll see. Don't know for sure. But the order of things, I think, now is like solidifying their faces, like really rendering. Well, it's going to be just like kind of light on the rendering, but, you know, refining, I should say. Refining the faces is the key that I want to work on at the moment, and then go from there. But yeah, the nice thing about the style that I've chose for these portraits is the rendering is more lax. Oh my god, I was just watching yesterday's stream as I was working, had to leave for an hour and come back to a new one. Yay! Oh my god, I love the timing. Today was last episode of Witch Hat Atelier, and I'm wrecked. They leave us on such a dynamic scene, and I'm like, god, how am I going to survive until next season? Oh no, really? I haven't, I'm not caught up, so I have episodes to look forward to. But I guess, you know, the remedy is always to read the manga if you haven't already, which I do often when a season of a series that I liked finishes. think actually I need to add in kind of the base for the whites of the eyes, but I don't want them to be a pure white, so I'm kind of going with like, oh, this might be too dark. Whoops. That's too dark, I think, of a purple, but go in with this kind of light blue color. Oh, cool. Have you tried sites like Chill Hop or Epidemic Sound? Those are ones I always hear others talk about, which doesn't guarantee legitimacy, you know? I trust you over less familiar creators. Okay, so I used to use Chill Hop, and unfortunately, I actually did experience some mixed, kind of mixed things with it. Like some songs would get flagged, which was really annoying because they advertise that they're supposed to be, you know, like copyright free and whatever. So I had to stop using them for that reason. So I don't recommend them because I unfortunately, yeah, have gotten hit with like the copyright strike with like some of the music on there. And then Epidemic Sound I've never used just because you have to pay for it. And I'm like, I want to find a free option. But I do believe like a lot of people, like I feel like I've heard a lot of creators using Epidemic Sound, and it sounds like it's fine. I mean, I would hope so, especially if you have to pay for it. I think it's a monthly subscription or something like that. But yeah, so with where I'm at currently, I use this Stream Beats for my streaming, and then now with my YouTube videos, I used to use Chill Hop, but again, I was having issues with their music sometimes. Now I just use the YouTube library, which, you know, I feel like that is like a much more guaranteed, like this should be copyright free because it's like literally provided from YouTube directly. And yeah, I mean, obviously the music selection maybe is like not as good as, you know, these other platforms, but I'm not that fussed since for me, my music that I use for my videos is like very, very background. I'm always yapping. So that's where I'm at. Song of the Sea is so pretty. I need to rewatch. I love mythical creatures and folklore stories / movies. I know, right? And I feel like we don't really see a lot of stories about Selkies, so I thought that was really cool. And it's so beautifully animated. I think the style is like so like very children's book, you know, whimsy. Wait, another live stream. Awesome. Yeah, I impromptu. I had a late lunch. I need to get this painting done. Everything was already set up, so it's just like, you know what? Let's just keep streaming. Or continue streaming. But it looks kind of dark, so I'm just going to, yeah, maybe just brighten the light there. Yeah, it's a little bit cloudier out today. It's also slightly later in the day. But close enough. Children of the Sea is about Asian myths about the sea and the birth of the world. It's kind of hard to watch at first. Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm not caught up yet, but Witch Hat is so good at that. I just got the art book because I'm starving for more of the aesthetic. Oh, I bet the art book is really, really nice. I haven't read the manga, but I have seen the, you know, bits of panels and stuff that people have shared, and it is gorgeous. Actually, one other thing I want to do is want to outline or kind of like reinforce some of this liner that got covered up because I don't want to lose it as I continue painting. Your new hairstyle looks amazing, by the way. It suits you so well. Ah, thank you. Yeah, it was also an impulsive decision. It's so funny. I was like having this conversation with my friend like, you know, a little while back, and I was like, yeah, I think I prefer my like I feel like I prefer long hair on me, blah blah blah. And then after my Dokumi trip in Germany, it was so hot that weekend, and in here in Toronto, it's also getting hotter. You know, summer has hit, and you know, long hair is just like so much effort, especially in the summertime. Like it's just so hot and heavy. And I'm constantly just like putting it up anyways. And then so randomly I was like, you know what? Maybe I just need to get rid of it. Maybe I just need to cut it off. And then also I was like, my hair hasn't been like treated or bleached or anything, so I might as well donate it. So yeah, we cut it off, and I'm actually very pleased with it, and it's way way less maintenance, which is awesome. And you know, hair is like, to me, one of those things where I'm just like, it'll grow back, you know? Like even if I didn't really like this hairstyle, I was just like, it's fine. I'm not like overly precious about it. I know some people are very, very intense about their hair, but I'm a little bit more lax about it. I'm not prepared. I just watched the episode that ended with I got asking to go with Keyfree to help in a storm. I'm so excited to keep watching. Gotta wait for a husband though. Yeah, honestly, like I mentioned this yesterday, the thing that is I'm most engaged with right now with Witch Hat Atelier is I just ship Keyfree with Ulrugio. I'm just here for the gay agenda, so I also do love the witch world building. Like I do think that element of it of the series is really really good as well. But I'm like I would just watch I would watch it if it was just Keyfree and Ulrugio. What's your song of the summer? Ooh, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the upcoming Ateez song "Bad," which is coming out like in the next few days. I haven't heard it yet, but I've heard, you know, little teasers, and I'm very excited. And I feel like Ateez does summer songs really well, so I'm very excited about it. Off topic, Tina, I know you've been very particular about others drawing your characters. If I did a master study of your Momo, I might post her on IG and tag you, of course. If not, I won't. Oh my gosh, of course. Oh my god. Honestly, like, I am very, very open to people drawing my main characters. I think that is extremely flattering, and please tag me because I would love to see it. Um, yeah, very, very flattered. I think yeah, maybe it was more like I was for a long time I was like really worried about people copying my work because I had a particular instance where someone had copied one of my illustrations and posted it, and I believe it got like reposted somewhere else, and then people thought like that was the original concept or something. I don't know. It was, yeah, so it's one of those things where just like unfortunately that is the nature of the internet and like posting your stuff online. But I think I I'm coming to a place where you just have to like accept that you can't control everything. um and most of the time, thankfully, like, you know, when people are drawing my characters or using me as inspo or whatever, usually like I think people are crediting me or whatever. And also I think there is something about, you know, being confident enough in your work that even if someone is copying you, like you're still the original and you can still you know, you're still an established person. So like someone doing something similar to you or whatever um doesn't necessarily have to take away from you, so long as they're not like selling it on uh like there is a difference with like companies like copying people's designs for like small businesses and then selling it on Etsy or whatever. That's a whole other thing. I'm going on a really weird tangent, but anyway, long story short, absolutely feel free to draw Momo. I would be honored. I've always loved your blending and coloring, mixed media style, and wanted to try to recreate or practice my own painting skills, hence master study. Oh, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I feel like that's kind of the beauty of having a YouTube channel, or even actually doing these live streams too, because then you're like really seeing it in action. But yeah, I do think doing master studies is like such a great way to learn. I am also somebody who, you know, does master studies. That was kind of why like I was doing the screenshot redraw series. And yeah, that like using other artists as reference points was like such a huge part of my learning experience, especially like kind of in my earlier art journey. But yeah, even now I do master studies all the time, so highly recommend for sure. I'm always just like very flattered that I am considered, you know, someone to be referenced. So glad I caught 2 live streams in a row for once. I always miss them or catch them at the very end. Yay! Oh my god, I'm happy that you were able to join right at the beginning. Well, absolutely do. I love them already. Their friendship kills me. My heart hurt in the dragon episode when Tetsuya apologized for the... Aw, yeah, so sweet. Yeah, the girlies are really, really cute. Oh my god, Keyfree X Rukio forever. Yeah, literally. I'm just here for the gay agenda at all times at this point. Do I need to start watching Witch Hat? I'm low-key getting FOMO. I definitely recommend it. I think the animation is beautiful. I think the world building is really interesting. Yeah, I definitely recommend. And it sounds like the first season is done, so you can binge watch it. I want Keyfree for myself. You're very valid for that. I think a lot of people feel the same way. There was a craft market in my city I passed by on the weekend, and I saw t-shirts with ballerina cappuccina AI slot being sold and puked internally. RIP art. Oh my god, the AI is worse. The AI is definitely worse. Oh my gosh, like it's ruining everything. It's so frustrating. Like it's one thing to go to art markets and at Comic-Cons and you see those like very clearly like drop shipped AliExpress stuff, but the AI makes me even more mad. And unfortunately, so many people don't have the eye. Like they can't tell the difference. Or they just don't know, right? I went to this like outdoor street market with my friends a couple weekends ago. For those of you who live in Toronto or GTA, we went to Do West Fest, and we go like every year, and it's super fun. This year was mega hot, so we were kind of on a struggle bus towards the end of it, but we were at this booth, and my friend really wanted to buy like little gibbets for her Crocs, and oh no, it was pins. It was like little enamel pins that she was buying. She was looking for gibbets, but she ended up buying some pins. And like I had a feeling that a lot of it was probably just like drop shipped AliExpress stuff. And you know, you kind of just have to like pick your battles sometimes. So I didn't really she was like trying to decide on a couple of different designs, and I did notice one specifically. I was like, oh, this is definitely like by an artist. And like this booth is not that artist. So I did advise her against that one. But, you know, it's like, if that is there, who's to say what the rest, you know, where the rest of it came from. So yeah, it's just, it's really unfortunate. Here for the gay agenda is the most valid reason to watch/read, which had to tell you, to be honest. That is honestly how I feel about anything I'm consuming lately. Is just sort of like, is the gay agenda present, or can I insert a gay agenda onto the series? When you're planning your illustrations, what's your thumbnailing process to figure out what you want to draw / what the concept will be? I'm struggling with hating everything I draw / thumbnail. For me, it kind of varies from thing to thing. I think because I'm really impatient, I don't end up doing a ton of thumbnails, which is maybe bad, but I tend to I just kind of get impatient. I'm just like, we'll just go with the first or second option. But I think with thumbnailing, like, don't overthink it too much, and just like, don't spend too much time on like rendering those thumbnails. I think, you know, they're meant to be like quick, and realize that like the thumbnail obviously is going to be like really loose and messy. You just have to kind of like foresee the vision, I guess. But definitely, you know, easier said than done. But like as an example, like this illustration that I'm working on right now, I did no thumbnailing for this. Because it just, to me, it didn't really require it, because I am like using a reference photo for the portraits, and then, you know, I just like went for it in terms of like, and I've also done 2 other illustrations in this series, so that kind of like negated really needing to do any thumbnailing. But I'm trying to think, like, hold on. If I have examples. Yeah, so recently, last month's Patreon reward, these were thumbnails that I had worked on, but like, I kind of just stuck with this. Like, I didn't really do more. I didn't explore other things. So that's why, like, for me, my thumbnailing process lately is like not very thorough, I guess. It's like, I did it once and then I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. And then I do a digital version, and then I do the final traditional version. But I guess another example is this, which I haven't worked on this yet, but this is, I guess this would be considered like the very, very rough initial thumbnail. But again, I'm like, am I gonna do another version? I don't know. I probably will just start drawing the thing. I guess maybe like for me, instead of doing like a bunch of thumbnails, it's sort of like I do a thumbnail, and then I just start, and then as I'm working on the illustration, that's when a lot of the changes and exploration happens. Like, I like start changing the hair from what I originally thought, or the outfits or whatever. I post a lot of like kind of behind the scenes screenshots of that thought process on Patreon, like different color palettes, different hairstyles, different outfits, different compositions. So yeah, I guess, I just don't do a lot of thumbnailing. I kind of just like do the exploring or the changes as I go, if that makes sense. Don't know if anyone saw the screenshot that I put on Patreon yesterday about the Beauty and the Beast musical, but for anyone interested, I also sent the link in the chat as well. Yes, thank you so much. That'll be really fun to see. There's a gay couple in the manga and their story is so sad. No, really? Not sad gay stories, man. Too sensitive. if it's sad, I want it to have a happy ending, you know? It's like we can have angst along the way. But I needed to have a happy ending for my mental health. You've been at this for years. Master study is not an overstatement. Aw, I appreciate it. The other day I wanted to buy a ready-made noodle bowl and there was AI on the packaging. Like, is it so hard to take a picture of food when your business is literally making food? That is brutal, man. Like, that is so lazy. Yeah, whenever I see any company using AI, that like that totally just like changes my opinion on them, or like taints the opinion. Something that I really appreciate is I saw that Procreate is standing on business and they are not going to be introducing any kind of AI features into their drawing app. So that made me really happy to hear and makes me glad that I actively use Procreate. So if anyone doesn't already use Procreate, that is a nice thing to know. Ugh, what a cutie patootie. I've said before that I would buy an art book of yours in a heartbeat if you ever release one. Art book, very a la 3D Total Publishing. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't imagine I'm gonna be reached out to by 3D Total anytime soon, but I did mention in my recent YouTube video that I actually have been seriously thinking about releasing an art book properly. Obviously that's going to take some time for me to like put together. But it is something that I sort of dismissed for a really long time. And now I'm finally actually like being a little bit more open to the idea. So, yeah, I was inspired by my fellow artist, Cosmic Spectrum. Yana, she told me the way that she likes to look at art books is like it's sort of, you know, you're like closing a chapter on like an era of your kind of art journey and it's sort of, you know, you're like moving on to the next. And I don't know why, but like, yeah, that specific sentiment really resonated with me. And I do feel like I'm sort of hitting a bit of a turning point with my artwork, like in a good way. So I feel like it having an art book now, with, you know, my work up until this point does feel like it would be, you know, encapsulating an era, and then I'm, you know, moving forward into the next. When is your upcoming collab with Craftimo coming out? Unfortunately, I don't have a date, but it is in the works. So I do have technically two different things going on with Craftimo, like that are going to happen at some point. The first one being the re-release of my custom paintbrushes, which I've been using these pink ones. And so we're re-releasing them. They're going to be exactly the same, except the ferrule will be silver, and then the text will be silver as well. So I'm really excited about that because I am no longer a rose gold girly. I am a silver girl. Like I switched my glasses to be silver. Like all the jewelry that I regularly wear is silver now. So it's just interesting how, you know, our tastes change over time. And then the other thing that I'm working on with Craftimo is a mixed media art kit. Unfortunately, that has been taking a really long time. It just seems like, I guess, like all the samples are taking a while, but that is underway. I've done all the work on my end has been finished for like months. Now I'm just waiting for like the samples and whatnot. Oh, I guess actually I do need to design the box for the package, but like we can't really do that when I haven't seen all of the products and we don't know how big the box needs to be. So that is one thing I have to do, but when that happens, I don't know, but I'll keep you guys posted as much as I can. Do you have a process for brainstorming your illustration ideas, like your monthly print? Do you make lists of what you'll draw, or do you have an idea right away? Yeah, that also, it kind of depends. Something that I have done pretty often with the Patreon rewards, or just like a lot of my illustrations, is I make like a mood board on Pinterest for inspiration. So that's like a really common thing, like process that I do, and I find that really helps with, you know, getting a vibe and having all of the different ideas sort of just like visually, you know, in one little board. I feel like I'm getting carried away. I'm like rendering this more than I think I need to. But let me just... I think, you know what, painting in the irises I think will really help like ground them and then make sure that I'm like getting their likeness. Also, they look kind of scary. I hate it when the story is very tragic and then there seems to be a moment of pure bliss and peace and happy, and then the author does something to ruin it. Not talking about Witch Hat. I know, that's okay. That's exactly why I can't watch. I don't think I would survive Banana Fish. I basically know the entire plot of the story, and I still don't think I would be emotionally prepared to experience that series, because that is kind of the trajectory of the story, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I'm not going to put myself through that. Procreate is also a one-time purchase, so it's a lot less money in the long run. Yes, that is something I also really appreciate. It's not like a subscription model. You buy it once and then that's it. And like if you want, you can like, you know, purchase additional like brushes or assets or whatever. So yeah, Procreate all the way. Procreate is awesome. I guess the one downside is Procreate is, I think, only available on the iPad, which is unfortunate, but yeah, that is, I guess, a downside. I signed up to buy a second set of brushes. I ruin everything with my acrylic gouache. I know, the acrylic gouache really is, acrylic gouache and regular acrylic, like, it is definitely rough on paintbrushes. So I'm very excited for you that you get to have a fresh new set, and also very grateful that you're gonna buy a a second set. Thank you so much. But yes, unfortunately, I don't have a release date on the paintbrushes, but hopefully soon, because I just got an email from my P.O. box that a package has arrived for me, which I do believe is the sample of the silver version of the paintbrushes. So, you know, I will give them the approval if everything looks good, and then they'll probably be set to launch. So, but yeah, I have the link to my brushes, I believe, in the description. And you can hit the, if you go to the website, you can hit the like notify me button, and then they will send you an email as soon as they drop. But yeah, for those of you who, you know, regularly watch my YouTube channel, you'll know that I have been using the brushes, I think in every single video basically since I got them. And I use them with so many different mediums. So very, very versatile for sure. Oh my God, he's such a cutie patootie. Okay, I definitely need to paint in the lash line, otherwise it looks insane. Thank you for your replies. Just having a hard time getting out of sketching / looking for inspiration and finding ideas / concepts to make into full pieces. I get it. It's there's something really exciting about like looking at the inspo and like making the board and like, you know, like, ooh, this is gonna be so good. But then like actually like putting it into practice is like a whole nother ball game. I really struggle with motivation and staying on task. So yeah, my way to cope with that or adapt is I've been playing a lot of YouTube videos, like especially like video essays and stuff, or TV shows that I've seen before in the background so that I'm being entertained while I work on stuff. Sometimes, you know, the entertainment part gets distracts me a little bit, but otherwise I just I just smudged his eye. That is really tragic. I don't know if you can see it properly, but that's really unfortunate. Okay, let's fix that. But yeah, that's why actually, weirdly enough, doing live streams really helps my productivity because I'm like being held accountable by like not, you know, checking my phone and stuff, and I'm being entertained by like being able to interact with you guys. And it feels like a co-working session because I know some of you guys are also painting along or like working on a craft or something as I'm working. So yeah. I literally only bought my iPad just for Procreate. That was my initial purchase intention as well. And I will say I do really love it, like having an iPad in general. I, for a long time before there was a point in time where my iPad was newer than my phone. And so I actually was using the iPad to photograph my artwork and merchandise and stuff. But now I think my phone is newer than my iPad. So now I use my phone. But the other thing, and this is like, it's funny, so funny. Like, this is the thing that I keep telling my friend to like convince her to eventually like pull the trigger and get an iPad is that, well, one, you can draw anywhere, which is great. You're not stuck to like a desktop computer. You can just like take it on the go, which is awesome. Not that I do that very much, but the main thing, as I told her, you can use it to read your manhwa and manga, and being able to read it on an iPad versus like on a phone is amazing. Because I like to read in bed, like at the end of the day. I don't want to be on my desktop, so yeah, because she was telling me that she reads on her phone, and I was like, girl, that's so tiny. When you read it on iPad, it's glorious because it's just like nice and big. Will you be able to deliver the brushes to Europe? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I will not be doing the delivering. It'll actually be through Craftimo. But if you go to the Craftimo website, they will, I'm sure in their FAQ, they'll list like all the countries that they ship to. I'm almost positive that they definitely ship to Europe. That is the really, really nice thing about working with Craftimo, is that they take care of all of the shipping and everything for me. Because having to host all of the stock for the paintbrushes would definitely take up a lot of space in my apartment. And I would also have to like have different packaging for it, like to ship. So complicated. You get that full screen experience. Exactly. It's so nice. I could never switch to a phone. I guess it's one of those things though. It's like I've never read manga and manhwa on my phone, so like, yeah, that would be a huge downgrade. Trying to make sure I get his likeness. And because I'm like not doing as much rendering on the faces, like the, you know, the rest of the face, the features, how I do the features are like very, very important. It's kind of make or break. I do have their unit name, you know, on the illustration, so that definitely helps too, but, you know. I just realized, yeah, the angle that I drew his nostril, all these like teeny little details make such a difference. I noticed that now that I have a puppy, finding time to film for YouTube is hard when you have a little one. Oh yeah, for sure. A puppy is a lot of work. But, you know, they'll grow up and then you can find time again, I'm sure. That's why I know I am not equipped to have a puppy or a dog in general, because I know that they're a lot of work and I just don't have the time or energy for it. So if I ever were to get a pet, I definitely envision I would get a cat, because they are more independent. But even where I'm at right now, a cat is still too much of a commitment because I travel, I think, a little bit too often, and having to like get a cat sitter and, you know, coordinate that or whatever is just like too much right now. But in the future, perhaps, I think that would be really cute to have a cat. His expression in this photo is that I'm using as a reference is he's kind of like slightly doing like a kissy face. I'm working my day job, but my day job is 2D animation, so it still feels like arting together. Oh my god, amazing! I love that. Speaking of animation, oh my gosh, so my algorithm just like gave me yesterday after the live stream, I was like scrolling through Instagram and it shared, you know, or in my explore or whatever, it showed me this artist who made like official artwork for Castlevania, And I thought that was just such divine timing, because yesterday during the live stream we were all hyping up how much we love Alucard, and so I just thought that was like so funny. And it was a illustration of Sypha Belmont, or Trevor Belmont, Alucard, and like Sypha and Trevor's baby, and it was like, you know, like a family portrait style, and it was so beautiful. And so I just, you know, I commented on, I was like, oh my god, I love this. And the artist actually replied back, and they were like, oh my god, I watch your YouTube videos all the time. And I was like, no way, that's so crazy. So yeah, I was so flattered, because I was just like, this super cool, amazing artist, like, who works on Castlevania, follows me on YouTube. So anyway, or watches my YouTube videos. So that was really cool. Also, just like, yeah, an interesting, funny reminder that like you really never know who's potentially like seeing your work or watching your videos. It's very fascinating. Apologies, I think because I'm like really trying to lock in on these faces, I'm not keeping up with the chat as much as I was yesterday, but I'll... Are you planning on finishing this during stream, or does it kind of depend? I would love to be able to get it done on the stream, but it really does depend. Kind of, yeah, the way that how I do live streams is like, I finish the live stream, or I stop live streaming as soon as I get hungry. So we'll see if, you know, which comes first, my hunger or finishing the illustration. But ideally, I would get this done today. That would be really nice, like on the stream. How was the Revolutionary Girl Utena movie? Oh my god, it was amazing. So yeah, last night I went to watch The Adolescence of Utena in movie theaters, which was awesome. And yeah, I had never seen the movie before. I'd seen the series a long time ago. So the friend that I went with, she was kind of in the same boat. She was just like, I don't really remember it. We're kind of going in blind, and it was incredible. Like, I'm really in an kind of early 2000s, mid 2000s mood lately. Especially when it comes to anime. And yeah, like, it was so beautiful, the animation, the style. It was very like, had a lot of surreal elements to it, which I thought was just so interesting. It's also a sapphic, you know, queer story, so we love that, especially for Pride Month. Happy Pride, everybody. And yeah, I thought it was such a like cool, stylish, stylish, very inspiring. Absolutely. Yeah, I loved it. I highly recommend. But yeah, it is surreal. It definitely is surreal. It doesn't have like a typical story structure. Once I found my little brother taking advantage of my parents' absence to use the living room TV to read a Batman comic because his PC monitor stopped working. Oh my god, that is hilarious. And also ingenious. Now that is a really big screen. Amazing. Super cute. I enjoyed the One Tease episode with them too. Oh my gosh. I'm so sad that the recent kind of run of One Tease was like so fleeting. I mean, I'm just being selfish at this point. We should be grateful that we got any One Tease at all, but I loved the dating episode 1. It reminded me of, you know, Singles Inferno to a degree, which was so funny. The like horror episodes I thought were entertaining, but definitely wasn't my favorite. I think maybe, I mean, I'm not like a horror person anyways, but also I think maybe there was too many episodes, like they were allotting a lot of time for it. But again, I'm just being selfish. I'm happy to get any content from the boys, so. Okay, I think I'm locking in too much. I don't know why I'm rendering so much. I really don't need to. Okay, if I reference my other ones, not this. Yeah. Oh yeah, I use colored pencils a little bit for some of the rendering. So yeah, I think that will... yeah, actually, with Songhwa, I definitely rendered quite a bit around the eyes. So, okay, yeah, it's more about just rendering around the features and then go from there. Oh my god, I've seen it too. It was like a Baroque painting style, right? Is that the one you're talking about? Yes, yeah, exactly. And like the baby, like Trevor and Saifa's baby is sort of like looking up at Alucard, and I was like, same baby, same. I seen it in your story. Yes, yeah. I had to. I was just like, this is so funny, like that we are talking about Alucard, and then that popped up. Yeah. Who will you pair with Yeosang with if you are pairing them at all? I know that Jungho will be the one left, but I also know that San and Wooyoung kind of go with Yeosang. Sorry if that's a stupid question. Oh no, not at all. Yes, Yeosang will be with Jungho to complete the government units, especially since those are the two that are left, since I did Mats and Usan and Yunho and Mingi. So everyone gets their unit illustration. And yes, there are many different combinations in Ateez, like Topaz. I love Topaz. But just, you know, for what's the word I'm looking for? Consistency is not the word, but like concise. Just to be like concise, I gotta, you know, narrow it down a little bit. Same, I'm not much of a horror person, so I did enjoy the dating one. Yeah, it was so cute. It was so funny. Was that the same anime where you said the girl turned into a car? Yes, it is. Yes. Utena turns into a car. And that was basically like the one piece of information that I knew about this movie going into it. And she does indeed turn into a car, and it's sick. Hence why I describe it as being surreal. And yeah, it certainly is. But yeah, I really liked the surreal elements. I just thought it was so interesting. And like it kind of, yeah, it was inspiring to me, especially as someone who just like draws still illustrations, that like not everything has to be explained in a logical way necessarily. It doesn't have to it doesn't always have to be like super straightforward and make sense necessarily. You know, and it's like very open to interpretation. There is something very intriguing about things being a little bit more abstract. Like there was a lot of shots in the film, or you know, in the animation, where the architecture of this academy that they went to is like a high school academy, and I was just like, this architecture is absolutely insane, and like for no reason. But I was just like, and who cares? It looks cool, you know. And I think I get hung up on things being like logical or needing to make sense. And I think maybe that's why I have defaulted to doing a lot of portraits, because having to figure out the logistics of the practicality of an environment is a lot of brain power, and I'm just like, it doesn't need to make sense. It just needs to look cool. In my case, anyway, you know? I'm not drawing a comic. I'm not, you know, I'm not doing anything technical. So, anyway, very, very cool film. It doesn't have to be logical. Exactly. It doesn't. Just so long as it serves the story, so long as it looks cool. Yeah. Loved it. Okay, maybe... Yesterday, I felt like I was flying through this, and now I'm like, I feel like I'm going so much slower, but it kind of makes sense because we're sort of, I'm like, I gotta be a little bit more mindful and careful when rendering the faces. But this is, you know, it's an example of me being very impatient, which is why I could never be an oil painter. But yeah, I got so many TV show and anime, or I should say, not TV show, anime and, you know, anime movie recommendations from you guys, and a list that I've built out on my own. So now I have many, many things to watch, which is exciting. But I also have a growing list of things that I'm already currently watching. So it's going to take me a long time to get through all of it, but it's exciting. Reality doesn't always make sense a lot, so why should our media need to make sense all the time? Exactly. That's so true. And for those of you who have never watched Revolutionary Girl Utena, I will say the movie is structured in a way where I don't think you really have to have seen the TV show necessarily. It feels like it's kind of separate from the TV series in a way. So, like, I think if anyone's curious about it, but you're like, I've never watched the show, I don't have time to watch the show right now. I still, yeah, I would say you probably could go in and watch the movie without having seen the show. It might be slightly more confusing, maybe, if you've never seen the show before, but honestly, like, I think you could, I think it's not absolutely necessary. And if anything, it would potentially make you intrigued to pick up the series. It's not like with like Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer where it's like a continuation of the story arc that is picking up like straight from the TV series. Like those movies you have to have seen the show. But with the Utena movie, not really. Is Hongjun still your Ateez bias? Because I feel like you're leaning towards Sangwa in your artwork, or is he just your muse? I do agree he is a work of art. See, that's the thing. It's so funny, and this is exactly why they call it your bias and your bias wrecker, because I think I would still say technically Hongjun is my bias, but I do love, 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 love Sangwa so much. So they're almost basically tied, I feel like at this point. I feel like I kind of essentially have a double bias. Yeah, I did joke and call Sangwa my muse in an Instagram story because I do find that like there's something about him that I find so intriguing to to draw. I think like his features and his essence and his like vibe is so appealing to me because he's kind of got he's got this, you know, androgynous energy to him. Like he can go masculine, he can go feminine, he kind of sits everywhere and all in between, and I love that. His fashion is amazing, his features are so sharp, and I feel like just like so angular and interesting. So anyway, yeah, he's probably like my favorite to draw. So yeah, but I love all the members, of course. But yeah, I made a joke that I was just like, is this what it feels like to have a muse? Because I just love drawing Sangwa. Yeah. But yeah, they're on my desk right now. Hold on. My babies. So Hongjun and Sangwa. And I made this little Jungrami polymer clay little guy. I was intending to make it into a pin. I still haven't put the backing on it yet, so now it just sits on my desk right now. But I think this would make for a cute pin when I finally add the little backing on it. My birthday last year, I decided to just like keep it chill, and I just had my friends over and we made clay things out of polymer clay because I purchased an obscene amount of polymer clay years ago and then like barely used it. So it's just like, okay, let's actually put it to use. And it was super wholesome. This year, I am turning 35, which is really crazy to think about. But, you know, that feels like a pretty big milestone. And it very conveniently is landing, like my actual birthday lands on a Saturday this year. And I'm like, dang, that's like such a divine thing I should take advantage of, like having your birthday land on a Saturday. But yeah, I have not decided what I want to do yet. Obviously, like October is quite a ways away, but I'm like, do I do a big thing? Do I keep it small? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Girl, you look 26, 27. Well, thank you. I'm very flattered. I know people do be shocked when I tell them I'm 35. Well, I'm 34, but I'm turning 35. That's funny that you say 26, 27 specifically because I had a cab driver or Uber driver when I was in Germany, and he also asked if I was 27, like specifically. So you're not the first to think I'm 27 or look 27. I was like, that is so specific, but I'm flattered. Thank you. But it's so funny because my friend and I, we went to the liquor store. This was like a month or two ago, maybe. And we were clearly like together, like we were talking in line and stuff. And I went through the cash register first, and I got ID'd. Which normal, sure. Or no, I didn't get ID'd. Sorry, I did not get ID'd, which means, you know, yes, I look like an adult. But then she went through the cash register and then she got ID'd. So I was like, damn. Clearly you look a lot younger than I do. So that was funny. It's so interesting because it's like, obviously when I was younger, I hated getting ID'd. And then now that I'm older, it's like flattering to get ID'd. I turned 31 this year. I'm so happy to see more adults staying true to their whimsy. Yes, exactly, exactly. It's so interesting, and I do think that the narrative is changing, like, you know, thankfully. But I do find it really fascinating that, you know, so many people think that like as soon as you turn 30, that like, I don't know, all of your fun energy just has to like disappear somehow. Like, I just don't understand when, you know, you see an adult woman posting about her trinkets or her fangirl-isms, or, you know, whatever, like things that people deem, you know, like that are only suitable for young people. And then like people in the comments are like, aren't you pushing 30? Or like, aren't you 30 already? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, what do we just have to like change our personalities and become old and decrepit after 30? Like, what's going on? Anyway, a lot of people's perception of 30s is very strange. But also everyone, I think like this generation specifically, 30s do look different. I think because, you know, a lot of us don't feel the same pressure to have kids and be married and blah, blah, blah. Like, so we are kind of maintaining our youth a little longer in some capacity in that way, because like, not that like having kids and getting married means you also have to like give up your whimsy and stuff, but obviously like those changes do change your lifestyle a lot. I feel like as soon as you get married, you have to become a boring adult that is starting a family. Exactly, yeah. Like, just because you're getting married, just because you're having a kid, like, that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that you have to become a boring. But your life is different, for sure. But because a lot of people aren't necessarily conforming to that, our 30s look different if we're not having kids and getting married. It's just old-time propaganda. A few months ago, I saw a very old-looking woman rocking a Hello Kitty tote bag and pink outfit. I was so overjoyed when I saw her. See, that is the future that I want. That sounds amazing. I love that for her. That is what I aspire to be. I feel like I will always just be like young at heart. I think it's just ingrained in my who I am. I think especially being a fangirl, like that just kind of dictates the young whimsy, you know? Exactly. Maybe it's whimsy and fangirl life that's keeping you young. Exactly. Even before 30, to be honest, like once I turned 18, my family immediately thought I would give up my nerdy interests and become adult-like in their eyes. Crazy. Crazy work. I got married pretty young, and I just can't wait to watch anime with my little niece and maybe future child. Aw, that's so sweet. I love that. And yeah, I think like if you get married young, so long as you know, you and your partner continue to get to like be your authentic selves and grow together and evolve, I think that's, you know, that's the ideal, right? Also, I apologize if you can hear the drilling noise. I guess there is some kind of construction happening in the apartment above me. I'm like that. I usually am not dealing with that during a live stream, but then I realized that, yeah, I'm usually doing live streams on the weekend, and construction, I guess, doesn't normally happen on the weekends, so. Apparently the Utena movie originally released in 1999. I wonder why they're doing reruns now of all times. Honestly, I think, like, you know, people like me yearn for that era of anime. But yeah, it is interesting that it's not a anniversary or anything like that. Like, it is sort of, it's like, why now? But I'm here for it. I really enjoyed it. And being able to experience it in the movie theater. But it is true. It is, I wonder what brought that on. Although I will say it is Pride Month. And I do feel like Utena is the founding mother of sapphic anime. Okay, I think... Hold on, you know what? I think I need to hold it up right and see how I feel about it so far. Yeah. I think that looks like them. So I think just to let it marinate a little more, I'm gonna work on the little stickers and then I'll come back to like refine the features a little more. My husband loves Pokemon. Oh yes, yeah, that totally checks out. My friend's male straight partner also really loves Pokemon. This past weekend, I was at a coffee shop and I saw a group of young girls in cosplay. One was Hatsune Miku and one was Frieren. I was so happy for the youngsters to have weeb freedom we didn't have. That is so sweet. I love that. That actually is so amazing that you mentioned that, because not while we were in the movie theater, but when we left the movie and like went to grab the subway, we actually saw somebody in full Utena cosplay. And we were like, oh my god, I love that. They like, you know, came in full cosplay to see the movie. And yeah, I totally agree. Like, I feel like that's something that would have been way more frowned upon, like, you know, 10, 15 years ago. And while I'm sure there's definitely some people who, you know, are going to be snobby about it, I think it's definitely more widely accepted. Whoops. Which sometimes I feel a tiny bit bitter about, but I'm also mostly very happy for people who get to enjoy their interests without being shamed for it. Nostalgia is one hell of a drug. It really is. It absolutely is. Especially right now, I think, with like the state of the world and AI and, you know, all these things. And like media is different now. It is different. So I also have been yearning for, you know, older media, hence why I've been asking for recommendations for things from like yesteryear and rewatching all of my old favorites from my high school years. Oh yeah, I think in this situation, I'm just gonna paint over the barrettes and then I'll come back to painting over top, because yeah, rendering the hair around them is annoying. Although I'm not going to do a ton of rendering on the hair. I kept it pretty simple on the previous one, so I'll keep it simple for these two, but mostly just need to darken some parts a little here. Cosplay is cool now. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. Like, it's now cool to like anime and to run around town in full costume, plus the characters might get recognized. Me and my friends could never. It's very different now. It definitely is. I still would never cosplay. I don't want strangers taking pics of me. That's fair. That is fair. Unfortunately, yeah, people will take photos. Hi, haven't seen your channel in a while. Glad I caught this live. This art is looking amazing. Thank you so much. You are not the first to, yeah, I guess, like, haven't seen my channel in a while. So I'm happy to have you here. I guess, you know, and this is actually, I think this is like a good example of why people say the YouTube algorithm, you know, it really favors certain things out of people's channels. And I think a big one is the fact that I'm not pumping out a YouTube video like every week, basically. And so the algorithm won't favor your channel and won't like push it to people's feeds necessarily or as much. And yeah, like back when my channel was like got way more views and way more attention, that was when I was like very, very consistently posting every single week. Every Friday at noon was like my schedule that I gave myself. And while it was really good in growing my channel and my audience, like it just didn't become sustainable anymore. So yeah, that is how it goes. But happy to have you here. Happy that you made it. Like, I was once wearing a wig while I was tabling at a con. No cosplay, no character, nothing, just a plain colored wig. This guy had the audacity to take a pic of me even after I said no. What the heck? Screw that guy. That is really, really uncool. Yeah, unfortunately, conventions and like, yeah, I feel like comic and anime conventions, unfortunately, does yield people like that where they feel like some kind of weird entitlement about things like that. It's just like, oh, well, you're at a convention, blah, blah, blah. You're dressed up. It's like, yeah, but I'm doing that for me, not for you. It's getting close to 1 a.m. here, so I'm gonna go to bed. I'll rewatch the stream tomorrow to see what I missed. Bye, y'all. Love you, Tina. Thanks, Verona. Thanks for joining. Have a good sleep. This era of the internet is so strange for artists. Gone are the days where an artist can spend 5 years on a painting. Yeah, that's long gone, long gone. Unless you're like an artist of like a very, very like particular reputation, but I'm never gonna be that person. Do you have a favorite show to rewatch? Ooh, probably. And this is like so predictable, I think, for those of you who watch a lot of my live streams, but probably Avatar: The Last Airbender and Fullmetal Alchemist, because both of those series are like my favorites, and also they are like a very reasonable length of episodes. And I think the thing about what makes them so rewatchable, not just because they're like awesome, but because they have like such a great variety within one series in terms of like drama, character arcs, but they also have like a lot of levity and humor and hope. So you kind of get a little bit of everything, because I feel like there's certain series or shows or movies or whatever where like it's amazing, but if it's like super heavy, then to me that's not like something I'm going to actively rewatch over and over, because I have to be in a very specific mood to want to watch or experience something super heavy. So I think both Avatar and Full Metal, they have like enough of a, like they have a good balance of everything that makes it very rewatchable. But you know that, what's that phrase? It's like, I'll talk about them until the cows come home. Like I could talk about those series like until the end of my days, and I probably will. I don't know if I've mentioned this actually, but I am actually actively rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender right now, because my bestie, she has literally never seen it before. Isn't that insane? She has never ever seen it before, and she surprisingly knows almost nothing about it, which is crazy. I was like, how have you managed to go this long without any spoilers? Seriously, top tier shows, right? In 40 minutes, I'll be joining a live to kickstart a make-along. It's a group knitting or crochet, whichever you choose, project, and we all knit the same thing. I'll be knitting my first sweater. That's amazing! Oh my god, that's so fun. I feel like each episode is also a banger. There's some shows I rewatch, but I'll just fully skip 3 episodes to get to the good parts. Yes! Yeah. Totally. Yeah, not every series has like consistently good episodes. I will admit there are a couple of episodes in Avatar that are like not my favorite, but they're never bad enough that I'm like, oh, I like cannot watch this again. I think it's kind of known among the fandom that The Great Divide is probably like the weakest episode. So that is one that I definitely could do without. But other than that, it's a solid series. But yeah, it's been really, really fun rewatching it with her because she's never seen it before. So like there's so many things about it where like I feel like I'm like living vicariously through her for experiencing certain things for the first time. Like she had no idea about Azula, and she was just like, oh my god, like she has Zuko has a sister, and then, you know, seeing how diabolical she is, she's like shocked. Which is really, really fun. Wow, I thought that's impossible to watch Avatar at least once. I know, right? Born to draw, forced to lock in on this bum-ass French assignment. Aw, I'm sorry. Je suis désolée. There's no great divide in Ba Sing Se. Oh, to rewatch Avatar for the first time, she's lucky in a way. I know, right? I was like, how amazing is it to watch it for the first time? But also, like, I was like, you're watching it for the first time as, like, an adult. Because when I watched Avatar, I was watching it, like, as it aired in 2005 or whatever, which was 20 years ago. Isn't that crazy? Not to age myself. But yeah, and it like, it holds, it, like, because, you know, some of us, I'm sure we have, like, I wondered anyway, like, do I have rose tinted glasses on? Am I, you know, do I have a bias towards it because I love it so much? But like, no, I think it really does hold up, and I think she's like a great testament to that, because like all the humor, she's like cracking up at all the jokes. She like is consistently being like, this is really good, and she's just like, I'm really surprised that this is like considered a kids show, or like, you know, that was its intention. I've watched it multiple times too. Yeah, it's just so good, man. It's so good. It might be, yeah, it's definitely up there in terms of like shows that I've rewatched a lot. I don't know if it's like number one necessarily. I have no idea, but I've definitely, it's up there. I've rewatched it many a time. And it's so funny because I've hyped up Avatar to her many times in the year over the years, but like the thing that finally got her to be like, you know what, okay, let's watch it, was the thirst traps from the leaked movie of like adult Avatar. I knew that was gonna be the thing to get her. Like socks, like sexy Sokka and Zuko. I was like, this is what's gonna lock her in. And I was right. Which, by the way, I have not watched the movie. I want to respect the creators and everyone who worked on it, but I unfortunately, I am just a mere mortal, and I could not avoid the thirst trap edits on TikTok. But yeah, I have not actually watched the movie. Have I probably seen every single clip of Zuko at this point? Yes. Do I know anything about the plot? No. His beautiful, luscious locks is the plot at this point. She's a woman of culture, I see. Exactly. No bias. It's one of the greatest animated show of all time. Okay, maybe I'm biased. I agree. I 100% agree. Like, I think it is one of the greatest animated shows of all time. Maybe not even animated, just one of the greatest shows of all time. The edits reawakened my obsession with Zuko for real. They had no business looking that good. They knew what the people wanted. I swear, it's so funny. Like, someone pointed out that, like, Zuko is just losing more and more clothes, like, progressively, and I'm just like, sure. Doesn't need to make sense, doesn't need to be logical, we don't need an explanation, say less, like, I have no complaints. It's just like, oh yes, like, he's a firebender, so, like, maybe his clothes are burning off, but it's like, oh, but they never did that before. I watched Avatar: Last Airbender for the first time as an adult too, and it is indeed good without the nostalgia. I think kids shows need to have this standard of quality that makes them good to any audience. Yes, I agree. I do find the narrative or the argument that, oh, it's just a kids show, or oh, it's just for kids, like that it means that it doesn't need to be of quality. That's crazy to me. Because that you're are we not trying to educate and, inspire and instill good things in young minds? And yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate, like, the intelligence of young kids as well. I haven't seen the movie either, but I saw clips of Katara, and it seemed like they nerfed her. She's simply too strong for the writers to handle. I'm not 100% sure if they did nerf Katara or not, but something that I do agree with that someone pointed out is it is disappointing that she lost, like, her curly hair, or, like, the texture and that she had in the original series, and it now looks like it's much more like kind of straight and silky, which is kind of a bummer, because I feel like that's, an element of her character design that a lot of people resonated with. I do think, if I remember correctly, that some people felt like Katara's character feels like she's been reduced to, like, Avatar Aang's partner slash healer. And that does make me concerned. But again, I can't actually confirm because I have not watched the movie. But I do worry about that, if that is the case. Because she's so much more than that. Like, they did such a phenomenal job with her character in the original series. He's a firebender. He's hot. They don't need to explain it. Exactly. I haven't watched the movie yet, but damn it, is tempting. I know, right? It is tempting. I will resist. They need to put it in theaters. I will go see it. I will see it. I will pay the movie theater ticket and I will see it. Wait, really? I have been avoiding watching the leak, but now I feel so tempted after hearing that new info. I know. My TikTok algorithm was like, you cannot escape. The fans have been served. Bon appetit. Exactly. I have been served. And I am glad about all the gang being delicioso. Although, I guess there's no Azula. There's no Azula, I guess, which is, I mean, makes sense, I guess, but I don't know. I love her. It's sad that we're going further and further away from the mature shows for kids to brain rot slop. I know. Unfortunately, with the rise of AI, I think it's gonna get worse, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, like, I think about the shows that I grew up watching, and I'm just like, maybe, yes, there were probably certain things that went over my head at the time, but then I can revisit them and then be like, oh, whoa, like, this was, I'm discovering something kind of new, or it's like adding a new layer to the series now that I like understand it more. But even as a kid, it's like maybe like they're with certain mature themes or whatever, you kind of like, you have a vague idea. Making movies with the intention of it being a second screen is a wild concept to me. Yes, I hate that. I really, really hate that mentality. And unfortunately, that's like apparently the whole MO for Netflix. Speaking of making good quality things for children, did y'all see what Universal did for a new children's theme park? It is so shitty. Oh, I haven't. One kids show that I still appreciate and rewatch often as an adult is The Mysterious Cities of Gold, but I don't know if it was ever released on TV in the USA. The story and characters are peak. I've never heard of this before. Where are you coming from? Where did you watch it? How is it 6 o'clock already? That's crazy. Time is flying by. And it doesn't feel like I'm making as quick of progress as I was yesterday. But that's okay. I do still feel like I probably am making better progress than I would have on my own. So thank you all for hanging out with me while I work on this. And turns out basically the same amount of people came to my impromptu live stream as they did for my planned one yesterday. So maybe this is the opportunity for me to realize that doing more of these impromptu ones is not such a bad idea. I also have been convinced to watch that series, but first I have to finish a series that I'm already watching. People seem to enjoy talking about Avatar. They also said Korra is a hated character. Legend of Korra is definitely a mixed bag. I think it's one of those things where it definitely was very, very hard to compete with the original series, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I definitely didn't like it nearly as much as I did the first series, but I definitely never hated Korra. Is she my favorite protagonist? No. But do I hate her? Definitely not. I can appreciate that they made a point to make a character who was very, very different from Aang, because why would you want to regurgitate the same thing over a second time? And yeah, admittedly, I have not revisited Korra since the very first time I watched it, which was when it was airing, so it's been a really long time. I don't know if I would feel differently about it if I were to rewatch it. It is possible that after rewatching Avatar with my friend that maybe I don't know if she'll be curious maybe to watch Korra or not, but I'm kind of take it or leave it. If anything, if we're going to talk about characters from Legend of Korra that I dislike Mako from my memory. I don't know why people be hating on Korra. Mako is the real one to dislike. I feel like the last really good mature kids cartoon was Infinity Train. Oh, I remember hearing about that, but I had not watched that one. I'm from France. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like Europe probably does have a different roster of TV shows than we do in North America. They basically did generic rides with like 2 to 3 cardboard standees of the characters from the movies. That's tragic. Man, that is tragic. I love amusement parks and like, that is really sad. Getting lazy. Especially like, I'm sure the price to go is still just as expensive or even more expensive. So it's just like, what are you paying for? I watched Korra once. I think that's all I need to say. Yeah, I've also only watched Korra once. I think it's great when kids' shows are able to maintain a sense of reality, not treating its audience like sheep. Arthur was always good at that. It can be cheesy and it feels purposely charming. Oh my god, I loved Arthur. Loved Arthur. A show that I always love raving about that I think is really underrated is The Weekenders. My friend informed me that is now finally on Disney Plus, so I really hope it gets a little bit of more love that it deserves, because I think that was a really great, you know, a show that was aimed towards kids, but was also very smart and funny, and I loved it. I really loved it. I feel like my sarcasm and so much of my humor came from that show. I'm living for the weekend. I'm living for the weekend. Hey, the opening! I feel like that says enough. The opening is fantastic. I'm a casual K-pop enjoyer, so I don't know these distinguished gentlemen, but the one you're working on right now is so very beautiful. Good job. Thank you so much. Yes, they are Yunho and Mingi from Ateez, and they have taken over my life. Yeah. But in the best way possible. Distinguished gentleman indeed. Yep, I don't see what Korra and Asami saw in him. For real! I mean, it's kind of... Spoiler alert. It is kind of beautiful that they just ended up together instead. That boy was chopped. He was. And I guess in some ways, maybe he was the perfect vessel for them to realize, wait a minute, why are we dating this chopped ass? Why are we fighting over this chopped ass boy when we should just be dating each other? So that's probably the best outcome that could have happened from that scenario. So it's super good and kind of dark, but unfortunately got canceled. No, that's so sad, man. I feel like I think that's a big problem with streaming platforms and TV show formats as well, is that so many of these networks are not giving their TV shows enough time to like build an audience, and they get canceled too soon. And then because of this pattern, people are less likely to invest in anything right away because it might get canceled. Like, I was super, this is not a kids show, this is like, you know, YA, but I was so sad about the Shadow and Bone series because I was really, really looking forward to the follow-up. What are they called again? Why am I blanking? But like, you know, the heist characters, like the series that was not Shadow and Bone, but the one that was attached to it. I loved those characters, and I loved that, you know, where we were gonna go with them, but got canceled. I just spit on him. Sorry. Sorry, honey. Got too excited. Oh my god, your singing was so good. Thank you. Oh my god, it's so funny because yesterday was like, I really like your voice. Do you sing? And I was like, for therapy in my own home, yes. Thank you. Sometimes I bust out a tune or two during live streams. Six of Crows, yes! I will forever mourn that we never got a Six of Crows series, like proper, because the casting was so good. Tragic. Inej and Kaz, that casting was like perfection. I will mourn that forever. While I like the idea that Cora was a lesbian, I didn't feel like the relationship progressed nicely. It felt like out of nowhere for me. I don't know. It's really interesting because for me, I remembered when I was watching it, again, I watched it like as it was airing, and I actually like, it was so long ago, right? But I remembered like there's that sequence when they're like corresponding with letters to each other, I think, like towards the end of the series. And I actually remembered thinking, I was like, this is so like sweet and tender. And it did make me like, you know, I was like, what if they went there? And I was like, no, they're not going to go there. And then they did. And so I was like, oh my God. So, and unfortunately, like, we really have to think about, like, at that time, they did everything that they could. Because obviously, like, Nickelodeon, especially, you know, early 2010s or whenever it was that came out, like, I'm sure there was a lot of limitations on what they could do. So, you know, they did what they could. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, if they had gotten like full control, I'm sure the trajectory of their relationship would have looked a lot different. Oh my gosh, Shadow and Bones! They were also perfectly casted and they ruined it. I literally lost my shit over them. Right? You reopened old wounds. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I hurt my own feelings. Because I had kind of forgotten about it too until right this moment when it just like crossed my mind. So y'all must suffer with me. But my God, I just remembered thinking like the actor for Kaz and Inej and like their chemistry with each other was like so palpable. And I just thought they were so good. And yeah, it's just really tragic that because I remembered reading that the creator or showrunner like had a whole vision for like a Six of Crows series. Like that was why he felt so strongly about inserting them into the Shadow and Bone series so that we could like weave our way. Anyway, it is so sad. Yeah. Okay. In the reference photo, Yunho actually does have much darker hair. It's not actually quite this light, but I wanted it obviously to be distinguished from Mingi, but I do feel like this super chocolate brown, it's like reading. He kind of looking like Yosang to me. So I'm gonna darken it a little bit, I think. Just a little. At least, especially the eyes, I think. I think that'll help. Of course, Yunho has had light hair before. Actually, his hair is like silver right now, but yeah, just for... I do think the silver looks really good on him, obviously, but I think brown or like darker hair is my preferred hair shade on Yunho specifically. Yosong's hair right now, though, gorge color. It's like this like sandy, muted, like light brown. Looks so good on him. Like, the Alina plotline was an afterthought to me. I was just waiting for them to cut back to the crows. I'm joking, but I'm also not. I know, I feel you. Yeah, I agree. Like, I was definitely not very invested in Alina's storyline. I was definitely only there for Six of Crows, which was such an interesting thing to learn after the fact that, like, a lot of what we had seen of them was like written for the show. I did end up listening to the audiobook of Six of Crows after the fact. I still have the second one like in my audiobook library. I just haven't gone around to it, but I think if I'm remembering correctly, they announced another book is on the way or something in the series, which is exciting because I really like those characters. But I've talked about this before. I don't read books that much, unfortunately. I'm definitely in my manhwa manga bag right now, but you know, I'll get there eventually, maybe. Is that a good book? I have no idea what it's about. If you like YA fantasy, I think it's a really, really fun series. I do think a lot of people say Six of Crows is better than The Shadow and Bone, but I think you probably need to have known something about Shadow and Bone to like understand the universe, like the world and stuff. I could be wrong though. I don't know. I never read the Shadow and Bones books, but I watched the TV show and then I read the Six of Crows book. So like, anyway, like to understand the Grishaverse, I guess is the way to put it. But speaking of, when I went to go watch Utena yesterday at the movie theater, they played a preview or like a trailer for the new Hunger Games movie, Sunrise on the Reaping. It looks so good. I'm very, 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 very excited. I mean, yeah, like it's like a series that people really like. But again, I think if you like young adult fantasy, then it definitely is something I would recommend, but obviously that's like a specific genre. But yeah, I read the Hunger Games books like way back in like college or whatever. I have not read Sunrise on the Reaping, but I really, really loved the prequel movie that they made, Songbirds and Snakes or whatever. And then, yeah, the new one just looks so cool. And we get to explore Haymitch's, story. And I think that's going to be really, really cool. The casting looks awesome. The movie itself just looks so good. I'm so excited about the Hunger Games movie too, right? It looks amazing. I love the color grading. Yeah. So excited. I feel like for some reason I just can't seem to get their lips the color that I want them to be. Oh, you know what I'm now remembering again? That I used colored pencils in these other ones, these other portraits. So that might be an element that I'm missing. But, okay. I said this earlier and then I abandoned it, but maybe let's actually start painting the little stickers on their faces, and then I'll come back to the features. I usually roll my eyes at sequels, but they've been doing great so far. I know, I agree. It's like, it's pretty rare to get prequels and sequels to really work. But I do agree that they did a really good job. I think that's why I'm so excited about this one, because they now have, you know, proven that they can do it with the success of Songbirds and Snakes. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. There we go. Yeah, I really loved that one. That's one of those really interesting things where I find like Tom Blythe, I think his name is, the actor who plays President Snow in The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, like in the movie, like his like blonde buzz cut, I'm like, ooh, he looks really good. And then like out of the movie, he's like a brunette, and I'm like, oh, I'm like very surprised to think that like the blonde buzz cut was like really working for me. I feel that way about Viggo Mortensen too. It's like he is so mega hot as Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings movies, but only specifically in the Lord of the Rings movies. Like anytime I see him outside of that, I'm like, he's just a guy. He's just a guy. He's just a man. I saw an interview clip. It was probably like, you know, from like a behind the scenes thing from the movies of like Lord of the Rings. And it was Liv Tyler talking about who plays Arwen. And she was talking about how like for like the last scene of the movie, you know, her character kisses Aragorn, and he was like not on set at that point or something like that, and they were like, yeah, you're gonna kiss his double instead. And she like very, very strongly was like, what? She was like, we can't have that. She was like, it's very important that I kiss Viggo Mortensen specifically for the character. And I was like, girl, you were so real for that. But also, she was such a perfect casting too. Like, she is just seems like the most ethereal, soft, gentle, magical being. Oh, girl, I feel you. As she should. Exactly. And it was like their final scene in like for the whole series. So yeah, she was very, very valid in that reaction. And she got what she wanted. And everyone cheered. Man, the Lord of the Rings series, like the original trilogy, that I don't think it could ever be topped. It is so good. Every time I'm on an airplane and I have a long flight, those are like almost always the movies I turn to. For a while, I used to do like an annual rewatch. Extended edition. I went to look at the books and the paperback is cheaper than the Kindle version. Whoa, that's crazy. That is really bizarre. Guess they really want people to buy the physical one. I mean, admittedly, I do prefer reading a physical book. But that is, like, the logic of that is very strange. Man, I just smudged this. Dang it. It's okay, that'll be an easy fix. but it was annoying. Wow, you guys, I really thought I was going to finish this on stream, but I don't think that's going to happen. Just famous words for me. I feel like I always underestimate how long things take me. But you know what? It's okay. That's just how it goes. I'd rather, you know, something take a little bit longer than I expect it to than rush it and then not be happy with how it turned out. Especially my boys. It's very important that I get it right. Or at least to the best of my ability. Yes, I agree. It's so frustrating when they don't utilize that movie look in real life, but I get it. I get it might be a practical or difficult to maintain. My siblings love The Lord of the Rings. It rubbed on me for sure. How could it not? It's amazing. And yeah, I imagine that like, yeah, it's like people who love Lord of the Rings, they like are so passionate about it. And I imagine that like that like fever is like so infectious. Like Stephen Colbert, he's like a great example of that. Like he just becomes so giddy about it. It's so endearing. I buy the digital versions because I just don't have space. Yeah, that's very valid. Very, very valid. That's why I don't buy manga. Like I just or like I can't commit to buying like a billion of them because it's just, yeah. It takes up too much space, unfortunately. Even though I definitely prefer reading a physical one. But that's where the iPad comes in because it's like a pretty good compromise, I think. Someone suggested to me that we watch all extended cuts in one go, and since then I have still not seen the Lord of the Rings films. Okay, watching them all in one sitting is a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's a big ask. Oh my god, I missed the last 2 live streams. I'm so happy to made it to this one. Yay, I'm so glad. And especially this was an impromptu, like, spontaneous one. I did not initially intend to live stream today, but because I did yesterday and my setup was already here and I needed to finish this painting anyways, I was like, well, why not? Why not? So here we are. Happy to have you. It's weird for me because I prefer to read on my Kindle instead of a physical book, probably because I get intimidated by the sizes of books and worry I won't be able to finish it. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, the psychological elements of like having a physical. I will say another thing that I do find annoying about reading a physical book is like sometimes like, because I always feel really bad about breaking the spine or like opening it too much and like ruining the integrity of the book. So like it can be annoying sometimes in terms of like when you get to like closer to the spine, and lighting situations. Like, you know, you obviously have to be in a situation where you have light to read the thing, whereas a Kindle or, you know, iPad, whatever it is, has light emanating from it. So there definitely is, you know, a lot of benefits to reading from a digital tablet. And if you're traveling, you know, you have like a million books at your fingertips, whereas, you know, a physical book is a lot heavier. How's your Pride going? Pride is good. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if I've technically done too much Pride stuff yet. I guess going to watch The Adolescence of Utena in theaters yesterday could potentially count because that is a sapphic anime movie. But am I doing anything specifically for Pride this year? It's on the weekend there was this event called Bye Bye Baby. And it's like like a bi dance party thing, and I did debate on going to that, but I kind of got lazy and didn't end up going. But it was funny, like I saw some of my friends post stories that they went, and I was like, dang it, maybe I should have went. But it's okay. They have other events throughout the year, but obviously going during Pride is like the big one. Bye bye everyone. Thank you for the book recommendation. Aw, thanks for joining. I hope you enjoy the book. Somebody has my copy of The Three Body Problem, and you know if I ever see it again, it's gonna be in dog water condition. Oh no, that's too bad. Yeah, I remember. I definitely have let my friends borrow books, and they've come back in very well loved condition. I'll say that. I like the privacy / convenience of reading in public when I have the ebooks, because girl, some of these covers be doing the most. That's fair. That's fair. It's funny because I'm thinking the opposite in terms of like, oh, it's so special to have like a beautifully designed cover, especially as someone who's like went to school for graphic design and I'm an illustrator. But that is true. Sometimes you don't want people being nosy and being like, what are you reading? Or like, yeah, if you're reading something that maybe has like an explicit looking cover or something. So that is very valid. Having an e-reader has been a blessing since I moved to another country. I can have all my books with me even though my living space is tiny. Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits for sure. Okay, I think I'm gonna run to the bathroom and fill up my glass of water, and then we will continue painting. So I will be right back. Hello, I am back. Had to step away to answer a phone call. Did I miss anything? We were just talking about books, basically, which is really funny because I don't really read books that much anymore, or at least like novels. But we're kind of like weighing the pros and cons of e-readers versus physical books. Let me see, what am I doing next? Oh yes, okay, let's do this purple color, whoops. Just clean my glasses. Oh my gosh. Something that I do really appreciate about my new glasses is that they sit like far away from my face, that I don't have to clean them nearly as much. My previous pair, I had to clean them constantly because they sat a little bit closer to my face. And I think my eyelashes would like, you know, the oils on my eyelash would like swipe on them, and then like, you know, sometimes the tops of my cheeks would touch them. Anyway, the joys of having a low nose bridge. Okay, I love this color. This like magenta purple. It's so cute. Random, but have you ever seen Star Wars? If so, I'm very curious. What's your favorite Padme outfit? Because she wore so many amazing outfits. Random question because because I'm drawing her. Oh my gosh, okay. My journey with Star Wars is very interesting because I had never seen it until, let me think. Oh yeah, I watched the first one, like episode 4, for the first time in college, I think it was, and that was like 2012, 2013 or something like that. And I remembered having watched, and I watched just the first one, episode 4, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I understand the hype. And then when The Force Awakens, you know, got made, and like, you know, all the buzz around it and everything, then I started to get curious. And so because I'm a completionist, I want to do things right. I watched 4, 5, and 6, and then went to see The Force Awakens. And Empire Strikes Back was when I was like, oh, now I understand the hype. And then and then I enjoyed The Force Awakens, and then went and watched 1, 2, and 3, the prequel series. And I do agree, Padme had amazing outfits. I think, like, aesthetically, her character was so cool. What is my favorite Padme outfit? That is a good question. The one that's coming to mind is like anytime she had like the white face paint with the little like red accents. I just think that's so striking and so very Star Wars, I guess, or just like, yeah, I thought it was such a cool character design. Yeah, and I think those outfits, like, just feel so grand, and regal. So yeah, I really loved those. I just joined. Your hair is so cute. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I freshly cut a couple weeks ago now, week ago, and yeah, I kind of impulse decision, and I wanted to, yeah, I ended up cutting it off in a way where we could donate my hair, since it was so long. I have not donated it yet. It's just like sitting in a bag right now. But that is the intention. I intend to donate it. Thankfully, hair doesn't go bad. It's not going to expire or anything. So, but it is one of those things, like, the longer I wait, the less likely I'm going to remember to do it. So I should make sure I don't forget. Oh, cute. It suits you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't help but think of Sungwa, the biggest Star Wars fan. Oh my god, absolutely. He is so... He makes me mad because I'm like, how dare you be like the most beautiful thing to walk the earth, and also you're a humongous, adorable nerd. Like, insane. Yeah, his commitment to how much he loves Anakin and Star Wars is adorable. I love it. And like, yeah, he loves Anakin specifically, which I think is so interesting, but also makes sense to me because he does have this sort of like darker aura like side to him, especially in his like performances and stuff. I love him. I totally agree. Those were so special and made so much sense for her position and space setting. Really grand, as you say. Exactly. I feel like, yeah, to me, it's really tragic that her character just feels like she got reduced to being, you know, Anakin's love interest in like the final movie. Or at least that's kind of how it felt like anyway, from my memory. But how crazy it that Keira Knightley was like her double when they were younger, and well, in the first movie, and yeah, they're apparently like parents had trouble telling them apart when they were in costume. Which, oh my god, speaking of Keira Knightley, on the plane ride back from Dokumi, I watched, or at least I didn't get to finish it, but I had started watching the second Pirates of the Caribbean. Such a fun movie. I have to watch the rest. But like Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom, peak hotness. Oh my god. Like, they are so good looking in that movie. He is such a nerd. It's so cute, right? The Star Wars, the Lego, the Animal Crossing, like, so adorable. And I love when, like, for Songhwa, when fans, because they know, like, about his interests, like, you know, at, like, send-off or whatever, they, like, bring Star Wars-related things for him, and he gets so excited. Oh, so sweet! So cutie patootie. Trying to decide what colors next. I guess, yes, this orange for... Honestly, she's the reason I watch Star Wars, so I love her more than Anakin. But yes, it's sad that her character was reduced to that. She's much more than that, but the story is so tragic as well. That's true. It is true. That is kind of the point. But yeah, it's really interesting how the sort of like fandom opinion about the prequel series has sort of evolved over the years, because obviously it had like a bad reputation for a really long time, and then after the Force Awakens trilogy, I think a lot of people changed their minds, which is, yeah, it's just very interesting. And I will say though, my one friend, she has always been a big fan of the prequel series, like unironically, like she genuinely just loved them. God, I love your neon colors so much. Like, you make them look so natural. Ah, thank you. Yeah, they are, I will say, I think on camera, they are like a touch brighter, just a tiny bit. But yeah, I love color. I just love it. It's just so fun. And I think that's kind of the funny thing too, is that, I mean, maybe, I guess I get these comments less now, but, you know, on my YouTube channel, I'll get a lot of questions about like, oh, I don't know how to mix like the right skin tones and stuff. And I'm just like, especially now, I'm like, this is not, I would not consider this natural skin tones. I've actually always genuinely loved the prequel trilogy. You saw the vision, you know? There's some people who are backtracking on it, so you saw the vision. I think for me, I understood that like some of the CGI was a little wonky, And there's definitely like a lot of funny memeable moments, but like they're so charming. Like all those like little bits of it are like so charming and fun and like entertaining. And I think that's where the new trilogy kind of failed, is that to me it's just sort of like it's so much worse to make a movie that is like boring or not memorable. And it's such a shame because I felt like I really enjoyed the first one, and Poe, um I remember why am I forgetting all of their names? But like the trio in The Force Awakens had so much amazing chemistry. Um and actually like all of the fan art and discourse about them being like a throuple was what propelled me to want to watch the movie. And then they just like totally did away with that in the the rest of the series, and it was like such a shame. It's so funny how the opinions of the masses change. It's a sign to love what you love, and people will come around eventually. Not that it should matter. Exactly, exactly. That's why I really reject when people just refuse to like something, or have like a built-in bias for things that are popular, just because it's like they hate on it because it's popular. I find that really annoying. It's like, sure, you don't have to love it because it's popular, obviously, but I think a lot of people want to like make quick judgments about things, and they're like, oh, I'm not a sheeple, or whatever. It's just like, let people like what they like, and obviously it's like it's popular for a reason. The costumes were also so good in the prequels, even years after. It's still eye candy. Yes, I do appreciate things like that where it holds up. Like costume um costume design is like such an art form, and I feel like it's underappreciated sometimes. Like storytelling with what the characters are wearing, I think, is such an important thing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's almost 7 o'clock. That's so funny. I was like, oh, I'll stream for like 2 hours max. It's like almost been 3, I think. Or we're encroaching on. And I for sure thought I was gonna finish this. I was like, yeah, I'll definitely get it done. Although it's very close. Like, I'm probably like 85% of the way there. So that's not so bad, I guess, in the end. Something that I keep like having to remind myself about like color palettes and stuff is like you don't have to be literal. And that seems like it's like, well, yeah, duh. But an example is like this little lemon that I drew over here. Like the color palette has no green in it. And like technically, yes, the leaf should be green, but that would throw off this color palette that I've chosen. So why not just make the leaf blue, So long as like, we see that the yellow, the yellow lemon, we understand what it's meant to be. So that's just like a kind of a random thing, but something that I have to remind myself of sometimes. Just because a leaf is green, in reality, if it's not serving the illustration, you don't have to make it green. This is so random, but have you seen the new werewolf character in Love and Deep Space they just announced? I have not. That is very intriguing. So I actually don't play Love in Deep Space. I know a fair amount about it because so many people in my world, in my sphere, are really into it. So I'm like vaguely familiar about it. But that is, so is it a new character, or is it like one of the already established characters turns into a werewolf or something? Now I'm like, huh. Werewolves in space? They're just doing anything. That's crazy. That's so funny. But I guess that kind of makes sense because wasn't Silas a vampire or something? Are you excited for the new Laika movie? I am. I didn't really know much about it until literally yesterday when I went to the movie theater and they played a trailer for it. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm looking forward to it either way, because I love stop motion animation and I've really enjoyed a lot of the projects that Laika has put out. So yeah, very exciting. Always here for animated movies that are doing something a little different. Like they played a preview for another animated movie by DreamWorks, and it looks cute, and I can appreciate that it's like a series of like a story about two girls and like their friendship, but stylistically I was like, I thought I genuinely, like, before it was revealed that it was by DreamWorks at the end of the trailer, I was like, you could have told me this was coming from Disney, Pixar, like I would have had no idea. And I feel like that's not a good sign. Like you don't want your work to look like indistinguishable from another company. And that is something that I have beef with, the state of 3D animation. It's just like, they all kind of look the same. And it's just like, why? So I really appreciate, it was so refreshing to see the Laika trailer because that's so distinctly different. Any thoughts on Zuko and Sokka? Oh, okay. So the Zucca ship is sort of like a newer thing on my radar, but I am a very, very intense Zuko Katara shipper, but I do respect and appreciate Zuko and Sokka as well. I do think that's a really fun combination. Especially, Zuko kind of being this like little rain cloud, and then Sokka, while also being his own little rain cloud, he obviously has a lot of humor and levity to him. So I think they would be a nice little balance to each other. But yeah, it's so funny. I think I gave this anecdote yesterday, but I have Avatar: The Last Airbender Prince, and Sokka, sadly, is not very popular. That's just the reality, I think, of his character. So he doesn't, like, his prints don't sell that much. But at Dokumi specifically, I had a couple of people buy Zuko and Sokka together. And I was like, is this due to the popularity of Zucca as a ship? I don't know. I didn't actually confirm with the people buying it, but I have a feeling that's the case, and I think that's really fun. Brand new character girl, I died when I saw his trailer. He looks so good, but in a corny way, I love it. That is crazy that Love in Deep Space has a new werewolf character. That is so crazy. That is really funny. They were just like, you know what market we haven't tapped into yet? The furries. Amazing. I love that. I read the books growing up and it looks so good, like exactly how I imagine Wildwood. Oh, yay. Okay. That's exciting. I started shipping Zuko and Sokka the first time I saw the Prison Break episode they had. You were ahead of the time. Amazing. I love that. You saw the vision. I respect all the ships. I'm here for, so long as it's like age appropriate, and like not incest or something. But like, I'm here. I respect people's, I respect the ships. Okay, I'm trying to decide for Yunho's character, like his little ears, I guess just like a more kind of muted beigey color. But yeah, I'm still very passionate about Katara and Zuko as a ship. But oh my gosh, what's so funny is, so I'm rewatching Avatar, and my friend who has never seen it, she's watching it for the first time, and she knows very little about it. Like she has like very little spoilers, and but the one spoiler that she does have, except it's like a misdirect of a spoiler. She's seen a clip from the new movie where Zuko saves Toph from like falling, like, and they kind of like roll over, and you know that's the clip. That's it. But obviously the fandom has taken that clip and run with it, and she has seen that clip isolated, and so we're watching the show, and we have newly been introduced to Toph, and then we also have been introduced to May, and obviously it's very clear that May has a crush on Zuko, and she's like, no, I don't like that. And I'm like, why? And she was like, because isn't he gonna end up with the blind girl? And I'm like, what? I was like, where did you get that from? And then she told me, like, she's like, I saw a clip from the new movie, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not saying anything. And I was like, you're just gonna find out. So like, it's just so fascinating. She's like watching it through a very different lens. Katara and Zuko, perfect enemies to lovers. Exactly. I love an enemies to lovers. And just like the parallels, the blue and the red, the fire and the water, the the journey of you know, how they originally felt about their respective nations, and oh, it's just so good. It's so good. The line where he says, "You rise with the moon and I rise with the sun." Like, it's poetry. It's amazing. Yeah, I think that's why I just feel so passionate about it. It's just so juicy. I get so heated about this. Honestly, I never understood fandom ship wars. Like, if we all use our free will, any ship is possible if it's appropriate. I just saw an arranged marriage AU fan art with Princess Yue and Zuko. Ooh, that's good. I could see that. I'm not gonna lie, I did a very long time ago read a fanfic where it was an arranged marriage between Katara and Zuko. So yeah, Princess Yue actually makes more sense, like politically. Very fascinating. But yeah, it's true. If like anything is possible. Yes, okay. I feel like the staples in my live streams is we have to end up just talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like a requirement at this point. So for those of you who have never seen the show, I apologize, but also maybe this is your sign to see it. I ship Katara and Zuko, but at the time it was airing, I was so conflicted because of her and Aang. That's very valid. Yeah, the writer's room apparently was exactly in the same boat. Apparently there was a lot of heated debate on which direction that was going to take. And so that's why you see evidence of both, I think, you know, options, basically. Because the writers were still kind of deciding as they were writing the show, like who she was going to end up with. Which is so fascinating because, you know, that's, yeah, it just says something about how there's so many things that gets explored when you're working with like a big team. But yeah, I love that the voice actor Dante Bosco, who is the voice actor for Zuko, he is firmly a Katara Zuko fan. And when he said when he was working on the show doing the voice acting, like he thought that's where it was going to go to. He was like convinced that Zuko was going to end up with Katara, which is so valid. They clearly didn't see the vision of those two being polar opposites. I know. Unfortunately, yeah, apparently, I think it was like some, you know, like exec or higher up, and then I think the creators, one of them, both of them, I don't know, who they were like, well, Aang is the protagonist. He needs to get the girl, which I think is like very, is a very lazy, reason. That's a hearsay, obviously, but if that's the reason, that's very frustrating. I'm gonna check out David Finch's Monday Night Draw because he has a guest artist tonight. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining. Have fun. I also love how Zuko keeps getting passed around with each ship like he's the people's girlfriend for real. 100%. Everybody loves Zuko, which is valid because, of course, we do. He's amazing. And he's such a well-written character and he's so complex. So there's so much potential there for, you know, juicy writing. And he's a prince. So, you know, for the fanfic writers, like there's so much, you know, with the political side of it all and everything. And, you know, he's healed from his trauma. But, you know, I'm sure he's still working through some things. There's just so many options. Not that I'm a fanfic writer, but I understand. Okay, wow. You know what? We're not finished, but we're really close, and I feel very good about that. Would have been nice to get this done during the live stream, but it doesn't look like that's not quite, but very, very close. Like, it's not gonna look super different from here, basically. I just need to, like, with the color pencils, just, like, liner, refinement, I need to, like, but, like, render out the pearls. But very, very close, honestly. I found out Zuko's new hair looks like Jinshi until Kaiji Tang, Jinshi's voice actor, said it. Yes, I've seen that comparison a lot. And they're not wrong. I've seen many, many thirst trap edits of Jinshi, adult Zuko, and Geto from Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm like, we just love a long hair pretty boy. Very valid. 'Cause me too. But anyway, I had so much fun hanging out with you guys again. As usual, typically I try to announce my live streams over on community tab on YouTube, Instagram, stories, and on Patreon. Don't know when the next live stream is going to be. I know this today was like an impromptu one, but I do think that likely from here, at least like the next planned one will probably be the later half of July. Maybe I will end up doing more impromptu ones, I'm not sure, but the first 2 weeks of July are going to be crazy for me because I'm doing 2 back-to-back conventions, so probably won't be hearing from me in that sense. But these are the upcoming events that I am confirmed for, and then the ones that I have applied to and I'm like waiting to hear back from. The most upcoming one will be a little Ateez cup sleeve here in Toronto. It's going to be at Kung Fu Tea on Wellesley Street, and that's why I am working on this illustration, because I want to get these Ateez units done for that. Oh, wish me luck. I'm going to have to like expedite the prints probably, but you know, it is what it is. And then the next will be Montreal Comic Con, then Florida, and then I'm doing another K-pop related thing. It'll be BTS though in August, and then Fan Expo Toronto. So, and then my friend and I are really hoping for New York Comic Con. I had so much fun last year. MCM London would be really cool. I've never been to the UK, but we'll see. Thank you so much for streaming. This was super fun. Yay. Looks amazing already. Can't wait to see it finished. Thank you. If you're a fanfic reader, do you have any recs for Zuko? Unfortunately, I don't have any at the moment. I haven't been reading I haven't really been reading fanfics as of late, but I'm sure this topic will come up again in a future live stream. I would tell people to put their recommendations, but I am leaving now. Thank you for the live stream. It was great and genuinely helped me finish the drawing. Have a good rest of the day and week as well. Thanks so much, you too, guys. Actually, I mean, I guess this is the place to plug that I've mentioned before, my live stream chat room over on Patreon, which is free to join. I did make it with the intention that like if the conversation needed to continue with you guys when I left, it could continue there. So if people have Zuko fanfics they want to recommend in that chat room, they can. But otherwise, one last thing to plug before I go is this month's Patreon artwork. This will be, there we go. This will be the postcard that will be sent out next month, but you need to join this month in order to receive it. Worldwide shipping included. I pretty much ship everywhere so long as the place that you live will take mail from Canada. And yeah, I'm going to be working on the exclusive Patreon video next week, which will be a little sketchbook spread of some queer characters, which I think will be really fun for Pride Month. But yeah, bye. Hope you have a wonderful night. You too, guys. I had so much fun. I'm glad that you guys were able to make my impromptu live stream. Keep your eyes and ears peeled if I ever, you know, I might do these impromptu ones more often, just because sometimes, you know, I just want to do these things on a whim. But yeah, I gotta go eat dinner now. Have a great day or evening, everyone. Bye bye.